Hello, everyone. Welcome to the News Browse News broadcast. Apple has implemented official price increases across its MacBook and iPad lineups, citing the unprecedented surge in the cost of memory and storage components. According to CNBC, this decision follows remarks made last week by CEO Tim Cook, who warned that the company could no longer absorb the significant spikes in supply costs caused by the global artificial intelligence boom. The company noted that memory and storage prices have quadrupled in recent quarters as manufacturers prioritize high-bandwidth memory for AI data centers. Consequently, popular models like the MacBook Air and iPad Pro have seen price hikes ranging from 100 to 200 centers. Apple's statement acknowledged that these updates are unwelcome news and indicated that further price adjustments may be necessary in the future. Industry analysts suggest the company is leveraging the need for more memory to support advanced AI features to restructure its pricing model. CNBC reports that this component crisis has significantly boosted the profit margins of memory suppliers like Micron, while forcing consumer electronics manufacturers to pass costs to the public. According to CBS News, the Federal Reserve's preferred inflation measure, the Personal Consumption Expenditures (PCE) price index rose by 4.1% annually in May. This reading reflects an increase from April's 3.8% and marks the highest level recorded since April 2023, posing a significant challenge for the central bank as it aims to return inflation to its 2% target. Analysts noted that the rise is largely attributed to higher energy prices, specifically in oil and gasoline, which have been impacted by the ongoing conflict involving Iran, while core PCE, which excludes volatile food and energy costs, rose by 3.4%, slightly above economist projections. There is some optimism. Analysts suggest the recent reopening of the Strait of Hormuz could help stabilize crude oil prices, potentially marking the peak of this current inflationary surge. However, as Federal Reserve Chairman Kevin Warsh has emphasized, the path toward the central bank's inflation goal remains a top priority, and future reports will be critical in determining the next steps for interest rate policy. According to GG Press, the United States government announced on June 24 that it has issued letters to state governments and business executives, advising them to alert the State Department if they face pressure from Chinese authorities to restrict their engagement with Taiwan. The warning letters, dated June 16, state that Chinese embassies and consulates regularly contact local U.S. governments to discourage relations with Taiwan. The U.S. government cautioned that Chinese officials are making false claims that the United States recognizes Taiwan as a part of China. Reaffirming its stance, the U.S. letter emphasized that Taiwan is an essential partner and a successful democracy, urging the further strengthening of bilateral ties. Officials are encouraged to report any coercive diplomatic tactics from China to the State Department. According to GG Press, the U.S. Department of Commerce announced on the 25th that the real gross domestic product (GDP) for the first quarter of the year was revised upward to an annualized rate of 2.1% in its final estimate. This seasonally adjusted figure represents a solid increase from the previously released revised estimate, which had placed growth at 1.6%. The upward adjustment indicates that the U.S. economy performed more robustly during the January-March period than previously estimated. According to GG Press, European leaders have pledged emergency and humanitarian aid following a devastating earthquake in Venezuela. The South American nation was struck by consecutive earthquakes measuring over magnitude 7. Resulting in more than 160 deaths and the declaration of a state of emergency. In response, French President Emmanuel Macron held a telephone call with Venezuelan interim President Rodriguez, pledging the immediate dispatch of an 85-person search and rescue team specializing in clearing rubble and locating survivors. Spain's Prime Minister Pedro Sánchez expressed his deepest condolences to the victims and their families via social media, while Portuguese Prime Minister Luís Montenegro declared that his nation is ready to send urgent humanitarian assistance. German Chancellor Friedrich Merz also promised support for the affected areas. These moves highlight the swift international solidarity and relief efforts being organized by European nations to assist Venezuela during this severe humanitarian crisis. That's all for this video. Thank you for watching. See you in the next video.